Hello beautiful, thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays. I hope that you are gearing up to celebrate the holidays with whomever is in your life that you like and love, whether that's family or friends or yourself or your animal. And as always, I'm Cody Montarbo, the founder of Montarbo Skincare, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin. And in today's video, I'm doing a follow-up video of the things that you need to know if you were 50 plus, but today's video will help all people really struggling with dry skin. So I'm going to share the 10 things that you need to know about dry skin and how to fix it. So if you haven't watched my first video, I'll leave a link in the description area below about just kind of the general overview of what's happening, why you're not getting more youthful looking skin. And so I'm breaking down each one of those topics. And the first one was dryness and dehydration. So that's the first part in this series, which is we're going to talk about dryness and dehydration and how to fix your skin. And we're going to do 10 different things that you need to know. And I'm going to leave all of the information below this video, all of the different products that I'm using and how to help you. I hope this video isn't going to be too long. I'm trying to really get to the point. You know, sometimes I can go on and on because I'm just so passionate about helping you guys. And I just want to welcome all of the new people that have subscribed from Natalie's channel and all of the new people that I've met, especially in the 50 plus community. I love you guys. Thank you so much for engaging with me. And so let's get started. And I have a little list here just to keep me, because you know, my brain can kind of just go kaput sometimes. I think that all of the drugs I used to do back in the day have really kind of taken a toll on my brain sometimes. But anyway, so the first thing is the reason why you might be experiencing dry skin, especially if you're older, is that you may not be exfoliating enough. The second is that you may be exfoliating too much and you may be just using very aggressive agents on your skin or using too high of a percentage and thinking that you know, the higher percentage is better, but it's not always better. And sometimes that can traumatize the skin and cause it to go into a state of what we call more sensitized skin, which it's chronically dry and dehydrated and not retaining moisture. The third is that you're using too much moisturizer, and most people are doing this because even I get caught in that. And moisturizing is good, and it is an important part of having good, healthy skin, but often we can overdo it, or we're using all of these moisturizing creams saying that they're anti-aging creams when they're really not doing much to the structure of the skin or the physiology of the skin, helping to promote better skin health. And then the fourth one is age. Unfortunately, you know, the skin, as we age, what happens is cells don't turn over quick enough. And so then what happens is when the cell goes from the basal cell layer, which is a keratinocyte, goes up to the top layer of the epidermis, it is also just a little larger. Sometimes it's broken apart, so it can give like kind of a shingled effect of that dry skin that's on the top layer. But then that cellular turnover is also not that quick, so it's taking, instead of 30 days to get the cell from the bottom layer to the top layer of the epidermis, it's taking like 45 days. The fifth is a lack of water in the skin, and this could be because you have a compromised barrier function from overly moisturizing, using the wrong products, using too many products, just makeup and a lot of chemicals and perfumes and stuff on the skin. It can definitely cause an issue, and it might not cause an issue today, but it'll cause an issue later down the road. And then the sixth one is, that was 5, this is 6. 6 is not enough antioxidants. You're not feeding your skin enough nutrients, giving it enough love, like vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B. 7th is genetics. Some people do have you know, a little bit drier skin, but typically dry skin is, in my experience, it's not really a normal skin type. Like if you think of younger children, they have pretty normal skin, and all of us have that type of ability to have that type of skin, but usually women have used so many chemicals and products on their face that, you know, like you never hear a guy usually say I have dry skin and, you know, or sensitive skin. It's usually females that are saying that, and usually it's because they're just putting so many things on the skin doesn't even know how to like perform anymore. And then the 8th one is hormones. Hormones, after you reach, you know, 40, 50, your hormones change, and the hormones are very, very, very precise and very intricate, and they are designed to help with a lot of things like barrier function, collagen, elastin, GAGs, which are glycosamine glycans, growth factors, all types of things that keep the skin spongy and moist and also running at kind of its optimal levels. The other one, also medications can dry out the skin. 9 is sun damage, which leads to aging. So we would have extrinsic aging or intrinsic aging. Intrinsic is internal, which is, you know, the things that we do that could be causing, you know, our skin not to do well, which is like our diet, a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, but also just normal aging. Everybody's aging, everyone's kind of dying, every cell is dying, so to speak. What happens through sun damage is that the dermis gets destroyed, DNA gets destroyed, and in the dermal layer, if you're getting a lot of UV light, what happens is the skin doesn't produce the same quality of cell, and it doesn't produce enough of those cells that are really keeping the skin really spongy and kind of elastic, which is firm, which is below the skin surface, below the epidermis, more in the kind of like dermal layer, or even below that a little. And then 10 is weather, obviously. If you live in a hot climate, it can dry out your skin, or if you live in a cold climate, it can dry out your skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break each one down now, and then I'm gonna show you products and ways that I keep my skin running at optimal levels to help with dryness and dehydration, and how I teach my clients to do it. And you know, the thing about dry skin is that dry skin does age quicker. It just does, because it doesn't, especially if it's dry skin that's being caused by doing stuff to your skin. You're drying it out, and the skin is very intelligent and very smart, and it wants to produce everything that it needs to keep you, one, protected from the environment. It wants to produce all of the ways to regulate your temperature. It is just really an intelligent organ that is really meant to keep everything out so that your main organs are, you know, protected. And so a lot of things, unfortunately, we do and that are taught really kind of compromise that and strip the skin's natural ability to run and find its natural homeostasis. So the first one was not exfoliating enough. And I think that a lot of people, this is what you need to figure out, is if you're a person that's exfoliating too much or not enough. And so if you're exfoliating not enough, that means that you could exfoliate a little bit more. You could do it once a day, you could do it every other day. It just depends. That doesn't mean you need to be more aggressive when you exfoliate. You just need to be more consistent. So I am going to show you, this is my tried and true product, literally I've been using it every other day just because I use a lot of other exfoliants, but we have our clients using this to get their skin healthy again, to get it stronger again. But if you're using whatever you have, whatever's in your budget, this is a 10% alpha hydroxy cleanser, and so use what's in your budget. So if you only have like an ordinary product, then maybe use that a little bit more frequently, or use a little bit more. Today I'm just using 3 pumps, and I'm just gonna put it all over my skin. And even though that it is drier right now in San Diego because it's colder and the humidity is less, my skin still needs to be exfoliated. Exfoliating can really help repair your skin and help to also allow the skin to be, the cellular turnover to speed up. So if you're aging, you're like over 50 and you got hormonal imbalance and you're kind of going through menopause a little bit, your cells, you gotta kind of waken them up a little bit. You gotta resuscitate them a little bit. An alpha hydroxy product is an easy and quick way to do that, because people don't realize AHA is often very similar in its response of how it works as retinol or vitamin A. And it's such a more reasonably priced product, and it's usually gentle and tolerant on most skin types, unless it's a very high percentage, which some of you really love using, and I can't stop you, but be careful. You know, when you take your skin way out of pH and you're exfoliating too much with too much of a high percentage, and I'm teaching you this from experience, because we were taught that in medical aesthetics and more aggressive aesthetics, you know, a lot of deep chemical peels, and we were just noticing that sometimes you definitely get beautiful results, but then you can compromise the function of the skin. So I'm just gonna rinse this off, and already my skin feels smoother. By the way, I didn't have anything on my skin when I started this process. I just wanted to show you my skin bare, kind of. So if you have another product that is an exfoliant, like I said before, maybe just use it a little bit more, or use it a little bit more consistently, whether that's an alpha hydroxy acid, a beta hydroxy acid, like a salicylic acid product, or something like the baby facial. You know, you could maybe use a little bit more consistently throughout the week. Or you could even use like a kind of a vibrating brush, or the 4 Leos. Those are really nice because they're gentle and they exfoliate nicely, but they don't cause too much stimulation stimulation in the skin, or you could even just use it bare cream cleanser or something, and that's another way that you can exfoliate. Or if you only have like, you know, a scrub, I would ask that you don't do an apricot scrub, but if let's say that's all you had, just use it very lightly, but use it a little bit more consistently. This is a walnut scrub that I get, and it's really nice. It's very light. So if I wanted more of a manual exfoliation, I would just use a little bit more and use it maybe 3-4 times a week, just very lightly. Just, you're not trying to really get the skin off. You're just trying to move it across the face so that, and let me just show you with a scrub, you're just trying to very gently kind of move it on the face, because the more you agitate your skin by scrubbing off skin, the more likely you are to compromise the barrier function, and then that's what will lead to more dehydration. So you're just trying to lightly move it across the face. You're not trying to, you know, aggressively take off your skin here. It is your face. Another technique is, I know people think I'm aggressive with my massage and when I'm putting in products, but here's the deal. Stimulating your skin, massaging it more aggressively will help your skin actually run at optimal levels. It will actually help stimulate the skin, the cellular turnover. So I know we've been taught kind of, you know, be very gentle and just dab in certain areas. Of course, maybe the eye, you want to do that, but there's nothing wrong with massaging your face when you are cleansing it or when you are putting in products to get some circulation in there and to cause circulation in your skin and stimulation and to waken that skin. It's not going to hurt your skin unless you're like ripping it with like kind of, you know, waxing can be a little more aggressive because you're ripping it a little bit, but most people are pretty conscious and aware, and I know that you guys aren't going to be crazy, so don't be afraid to really kind of work your products into your skin and massage them and massage the muscles and kind of just get your skin to be like woken up a little bit more. So that's basically, you know, the exfoliation part. So do whatever you can. Exfoliation is super critical for hydration and dryness. It will help to get off the dead skin, and depending on what form of exfoliant that you use, that will also stimulate cellular turnover, helping the cells to kind of come up to the top layer a little quicker. And then also if your skin is aging and it's not producing that cell, like it's taking about 45 days, it will just speed that up. All right, so that completes the first step. The second step is that you're exfoliating too much and you're not allowing your skin enough time to heal and repair itself. So everything needs to heal and repair. Everything, there's an ebb and a flow to everything. So overly doing stuff, and what people don't realize, they don't mean to, is they are over exfoliating because they don't realize that a lot of the products they use contain acidic products in there, like vitamin C, or something causes exfoliation like benzoyl peroxide and retin A. Retin A causes cellular turnover, but that dryness can be considered a little bit of an exfoliant, a little bit, depends on who you talk to. I've been corrected on that by several people, which is fine, but that dryness that comes up to the top layer through overly using products means that often too, what you're doing is you're dehydrating the skin, so you're getting transepidermal water loss, because the barrier function, the top layer of your skin is designed to protect you. So the more that you aggressively treat it and overly use products or the wrong products or put a lot of products on your skin, you run the risk of maybe having more long-term damage that won't show up right away, but it'll show up in 3 months, a year, because below the surface of the skin, you've been using too many exfoliants and being too aggressive and too harsh with your skin, and now it's going to show up and it's going to be very difficult to treat, and it can show up as even people will start to get an eczema response, or they will get a contact dermatitis or other skin issues where you need to possibly go see a doctor. So it's really critical that you find that kind of balance of exfoliating but not overly doing it. And then the third one is using too much moisturizer, because we're all been hypnotized to believe that moisturizer is the anti-aging cure and miracle for everyone. And then so a lot of women spend a lot of money, including me. I just went and bought this Tom Ford moisturizer, and it's not anything to write home about because it's very expensive. This was like $250, and it's not giving $250 effect. And so The thing though is if you overly moisturize your skin becomes dependent on that, kind of like an addict looking for a hit, right? It's like you need to constantly feed your skin that moisturizer so then it doesn't really produce its own moisture and its own lipids because it's reliant on that moisturizer that you keep putting on your skin. So another trick is that you want to either spray your skin with a little moisture mist like this, or you want to put your moisturizers on wet, which will make you use less moisturizer and it'll allow the water to act as a vehicle to be able to penetrate deeper into the skin. This I put in here 4 drops of essential rose oil, and then also 5 drops of glycerin, which you know I've been talking about for years on this channel. And then I just spray myself like this sometimes before I do a mask or I moisturize, or sometimes this is sufficient enough because I just want the essence of moisture and a little bit of hydration. The glycerin acts as a moisturizer and a humectant, so it binds moisture to the skin. So that's another little trick, especially if you're overly using exfoliants and your skin is sensitive, which we're going to do in another video where I talked about sensitive skin. Then something like this will calm it down. Rose is also very hydrating and healing to the skin, just so you know. So don't try to overly do the moisture thinking that you're going to get anti-aging benefits. Really, a lot of people don't realize you're just moisturizing dead skin. What you want is to be able to stimulate that skin so that the top layer of the skin, the epidermal layer, is like baby skin. It has a sheen to it, and that sheen is fresh baby top layer skin. The epidermal layer has been taken off, and what you see left is just the newest skin possibly available that's retaining and holding its own moisture. Hope that makes sense. The fourth is age, okay? So, you know, the thing about aging that people don't realize is age affects all cells in our body and our skin. Cells don't turn over quick enough, so the top layer of your skin is often dry where you can't get it moist or you can't get it to ever feel not dry. That means usually, typically, that the below the surface of the skin, the cells have been aging, and unfortunately it's just the way that it is. And what happens is below into the dermal layer, where it produces the GAGs, the glycosamine glycans, and lipids and growth factors, have been compromised, especially through UVA damage or through just not eating well and through having a very hard life, especially stress. Stress causes a lot of issues which also affect the hormones, which helps with aging. So everything is interconnected here. And so it's really important that I speak about all of it, not just products, because you know, the more stressed you are, the more your hormones are gonna go crazy, and possible it is that you're gonna eat kind of like crap like I do sometimes when you're overly stressed because you just want something sweet or you want something carb loaded, and all of that is interconnected to having our skin not really look very even and clear, and more importantly very dry, almost uncomfortable to touch when it's very, very dehydrated. And then the sixth is not enough antioxidants. You are not giving your skin enough nutrients, just like your body. You compromise the integrity of your skin, but you compromise its own immune system, so to speak. So what you need to do is you need to feed it more vitamin E, green tea, like 12% vitamin C, or our beauty elixir, or whatever you have, even if it's from The Ordinary or the drugstore. Just do what you can, but give your skin even more nutrients. When in doubt, more nutrients. When in doubt, more antioxidants. Green tea is also really amazing. But that's the thing you could do is, you know, the skin needs to be nourished and fed with love, and how you do that is through topical antioxidants. It's not enough just eating carrots and oranges and healthy food. We now also, because of the environment and stress and the things that we do and the things we put on our skin, we need to also put on our skin the right nutrients. So today, I just sprayed myself with that a little bit. I'm gonna now put on some antioxidants, which is my 12% C, and I just usually put it in like this, a little bit here. So whatever you have, just, you want to really massage it in. I know people give me crap for this, but massaging the skin stimulates the skin and helps with cellular turnover. Of course, you're not being insane here, but you are trying to wake up that skin a little bit. It's gone to sleep and it's time to wake it up a little bit. So don't be afraid to really kind of create some heat and stimulation and redness in the skin by rubbing in your products a little bit more, including just your typical moisturizer or cleansers. Like, you just really, really can take advantage of this opportunity to use your fingers as healing tools that cause stimulation in the skin, which will turn on the cells to wake them up a little bit. So that's gonna soak into my skin for a few minutes. The next one is lipids. So a lot of people love oils, but if your skin is not producing the lipid or you're getting transepidermal water loss, then the barrier function is usually compromised a little bit, and putting oils on your face isn't necessarily going to help you, especially if you don't put a water serum down first. So whether you spray your skin with a little bit of moisture mist, or you put on your skin a very liquidy kind of hydrating serum like this from Vichy or The Ordinary, the hyaluronic acid serum. You want to put that on wet skin, let that soak in for a few minutes, massage it into the skin, and then you're going to put on your cream or your whatever it is that you need. And that's really important, because even though most moisturizers have water and lipids and kind of proteins in there, it's kind of like the three major things that are in most moisturizer. Think of your putting on your skincare like when you cook and you're sauteing vegetables. You don't want to throw all your vegetables in. The ones that take longer to cook, you're gonna put on into the saute pan first to kind of get the process going of cooking those first, and then so you're kind of layering in those vegetables. Same thing with the skincare. So water always first, because if your skin is dry, it's probably because it's a little dehydrated, which means lack of water, or it could be the lipids, like there's not enough lipid production. So a trick is to put on your serum that's liquidy. I'm just going to show you here. This is the Vichy serum that I've been testing for you. My full review will be coming out first, but you know, let's say you had whatever you had from the drugstore or The Ordinary or whatever, doesn't matter. Just put that on first. If you want to be extra, do the spray first, let that absorb, and then you're going to use a little bit of an oil. So I use this rose oil that I get at Whole Foods, or you could get it at, I'm sure, like a health food store, or I even get this from Trader Joe's, which is an argan oil, or whatever oil you like. Olive oil, coconut oil can even work. It could just be a little bit more congesting. I think people are misinformed about oils a little bit. If you want me to do a full video on oils, how to use them, which ones are best for skin and stuff, let me know in the comment section below. But you know, this is like $7. It works amazing. I also have a rosehip oil. It just depends on kind of what I want to do, and different oils are different, have different weights to them. So like argan oil is typically pretty kind of light on the skin. It's not too heavy. This one is a little bit more thicker, so to speak, or heavier on the skin. But I just love that rose in there. Anything rose I'm obsessed with, and roses also are a way to remember Nate's mom, whose name was Rose. And when in the back of the videos, usually I have her here, and she's the one that's in the pink painting in the back. That's Rose. That's Nate's mom. We had painted for her anniversary of her passing. So anyway, but the rose is just very, very healing to the skin, and it just feels luxurious and smells luxurious. So that's a little trick, is, you know, put on your water-based product first, and then put on your moisturizer over that, or your oil, or whatever it is. Now, if you didn't have a moisturizer or an oil, let's just say you had a drugstore moisturizer, whatever that is, and you did the liquidy serum first. Now you're gonna put on the moisturizer, just like I've mentioned before. You know, the massaging it into the skin will really help you, I think, take your skin to the next level. Massaging up like this, taking a deep breath in, you know, spending time to create this ritual for yourself, to be a conscious opportunity to really love on yourself and to nourish your soul through through feeding your skin. All right, so the next one is 8, which is hormonal imbalance. And hormones are, God, they are, you know, women don't realize how important their hormones are until either they go on birth control, get off birth control, or they start hitting menopause, and men don't appreciate what you guys go through, and it's a lot for women, and I feel you, and I'm sorry that you have to struggle so much. And hormones directly affect everything in our body, and they also they directly affect our skin, and lipids, and how much lipid is being produced, and also whether the cellular function or the cells are kind of going to sleep. So hormones are what are responsible at around 25, when the cells start to go to sleep and we stop producing the collagen. So if you are having issues with hormones and menopause, or you're on medications and stuff, and your hormones are just crazy, they're just being schizophrenic, then I want to tell you that you have to hang in there, and it's something you have to figure out, and you have to work with an endocrinologist, a doctor or something, and then give and spend more time giving your skin a lot of nutrients. And following this system and following these steps will really help your skin give it what it needs in the moment. And doing this layering process is very helpful for kind of feeding your skin exactly what it needs in the moment. The water, the lipid, the cream, whatever it is, like that. But the thing about hormones is that they're also directly compromised through sugar and diet and stress. So the more that you could breathe and meditate and focus on appreciating your life and how beautiful and talented and creative and incredible you are, whether you're a mother or just somebody who does great work in the world and you're kind, focusing on those things helps to release cortisol, and cortisol is definitely responsible for causing aging and all kinds of things. So the next one is 9, which is sun damage. Sun damage is responsible for most things, and that is the damaging of the skin and the dermal layer. And the dermal layer is responsible for all the lipids and all of the glycosamine glycans and the DNA and the cells. So sun damage, and it doesn't show up right away, and that's one reason why your skin can be dry, because the skin's DNA, the cells, are not communicating properly. So they are not really signaling. When they create a new cell, they're not signaling to create a new healthy skin cell. It's creating a cell that is compromised, basically, and in it being compromised, the skin doesn't function at the best levels, and dryness and dehydration is a sign that something's going on below the surface of the skin. And how you can help that is through using retinol or Retin-A. A lot of you are using Retin-A, and that's fine, but there is a lot of research. I'm going to be doing a video soon on how retinol is actually better, and I know I'm going to get some stuff for this, and that's fine. But I'm not going to go into it now. If you guys want a video on that, let me know why I think retinol is better. And I know that conflicts with a lot of people on YouTube, and that's fine. I can only evolve with the times. I can only, science is constantly changing. Information is constantly changing. My job is to give you the most updated information that I know now. Does that mean that's the absolute truth always? No, it means that we all evolve and grow together. And so if I think something is not helping your skin and helping you save your money because you're going out there and spending your last dollars on Retin-A thinking I need Retin-A because everybody in there, on YouTube is using Retin-A, I want to come out here and tell you that maybe that's not the best solution. There's a lot of research that has been done about why retinol is actually more effective and better for the skin long term. But don't get me started. So vitamin A, alpha hydroxy, those are the two main agents that you can use to stimulate and turn on the cells again, to stimulate the skin cells and to help produce collagen and to help with elasticity. So vitamin A is the #1 product that helps do that. Retinoids, retinol, vitamin A, those are what are the building blocks to really younger looking skin. Younger looking skin is more hydrated and not overly dry. But if you're using Retin-A and you're using AHA now, or you're using a retinol and you're getting dry, that's a good thing. You want that, and you want to push through that so that the top layer of your skin will be the skin that is been properly exfoliated and the newest layer of skin cells that are not dry and kind of flaking off, that produce that look of dryness or that feeling of dryness. And vitamin A is one key vitamin that you can use. So if you're using one now and you're still experiencing dryness, I'm gonna ask maybe use a little bit more. Maybe you need to get a little bit more into your skin, or you need to use it more consistently. So for instance, we have a lot of people are obsessed with this product, and to be honest, I've never been a huge promoter of our retinol because the anti-aging market and the claims, and I just don't want, I want people to experience a product for themselves and to have their own kind of the feedback that they have from it and the experience that they have from it. And so now we mention it helps with acne and aging and dehydration and stuff because clients have said that. Not, I think that that's the best way to sell my product, is to say, oh, it helps with all these things. All of this stuff on my website is pretty straightforward, and I try not to be claimy and salesy or use like pseudoscience. I don't believe in that. I believe that we should just kind of keep it to the facts of what we know. And the vitamin A that we have is buffered. And some people might think, oh, I don't want that, I just want to use Retin-A. But here's the deal. The more buffered it is, if it's in the right concentration and formulation, this is 3%, if it's buffered with other nutrients in there, it's less likely to cause a reaction of dehydration. It's less likely to have you not want to stop using it. And you can get beautiful looking skin without having your skin always crazy dry from using Retin-A. And people don't realize that. They think they need the peeling, the piling, the dryness, and you don't. That is kind of more of an old school way we've been doing it, and we think, you know, aggressive is better. It's just really not true. Lots of things are happening below the surface of the skin that you might not be able to see right away, but with retinol, you can actually see them usually a little bit quicker, of course, depending on the formulation, but with Retin-A, things can take a little longer to actually go in effect, and that's why a lot of people report back to me when they start using Retin-A, oh my god, my skin is freaking out, I look older, I look drier, I look dehydrated. It's because it's very acidic, it's very aggressive in the skin, and it causes inflammation, it causes redness. Retinoids are great for the skin, but if your skin is super sensitive and then you go on Retin-A and then you freak it out, you're not gonna really get the benefit that you're hoping to get when you could probably get that retinol from the store even. Like if you can only afford rock right now, then use twice as much, use it more consistently, do whatever you can. Like a lot of drugstore products have retinol palmitate in them, and retinol palmitate is a lower percentage of retinol. Is it bad? No, it can still work, and it's great for somebody just starting off. Besides, Retin-A is so expensive. Anyway, so the next and last one is 10, and that is weather. So weather is something that usually affects more the top layer, but if you don't take care of your skin and you're in like a cold climate or a hot climate or a very low humidity climate, then if you're not feeding your skin a lot of nutrients, then it can be dry and stay dry, and it will actually start to compromise the integrity of your skin. So what I recommend doing, if you're doing all this other stuff and you're really trying to repair that dryness and dehydration in your skin, and you're feeding it and you're giving it moisture but not too much, and you're exfoliating and you're doing whatever you can, then what I also recommend is that you use something like CeraVe on top of your moisturizer or before you go to bed, and this will seal in so it doesn't cause transepidermal water loss. It kind of puts an occlusive layer that's thicker on the skin, locking in the cream or the serum or whatever it is that you have, and it will help to make that kind of stay on the skin, especially if you are in a cold climate and you use a heater. Your skin can get very dry, just like even us. My sinuses get dry, my eyes get dry. And so I'll put this even in my nose, around my eyes, when I really feel like I need it. But I think the trick to get a better result when you're using something like this, or petroleum products that are thicker, or something even with shea butter, because there's a little toothpaste still on there, sorry, is to kind of give your skin the water first, to hydrate it a little bit first. And then you put on your vitamin C serum, and then you put on a little bit of a lipid and oil, or or just your cream, and then let that soak in. Then you do the CeraVe ointment or the petroleum or whatever it is that you have. Even some people use like something thick like shea butter, and that's totally fine too. Another thing you can do, because it's winter, it's coming up for dryness, is to switch off and on to a cream cleanser. So if you have an exfoliating cleanser now, you mix it up. Like I'll use my gentle nutrient-rich cleanser. This has like rose hip, so it has like a vitamin C property to it. It's very soothing and healing. We use a lot of this in our office too on clients that are sensitized and traumatized from other treatments, or from using too many aggressive agents. This is just very soothing. It can be used like on a baby, or use something like Dr. Hoshka has a cream cleanser. You could use something like that, or the drugstore like CeraVe has a cream cleanser. Switch off and on. Know when you need what you need when you need it the most. So switch to now like a cream cleanser and use more of that, and then exfoliate a different way. So, alright, I know I said so much today in today's video, so if I'd lost you and you were like, girl, did you say all that in one breath? I think I did. I forget to breathe sometimes. Please ask them below this video. I just wanted to start here. This is part 1 in the series of how to fix your skin to make it the most younger looking skin, most healthy looking skin if you're 50 plus. But of course, this information helps all people and all ages. But I think what I'm going to do also, and if you want this too, I'm going to, in the future, right now I'm focusing on 50 plus, but I'm going to focus on like what to do before you're 20, like teenagers, and then 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. If you guys want that, let me know. I'll break down each like decade for you guys on what you could be using, should be using, and how to get your skin just to stay healthy, be healthy, and to get the best results so that you also have longevity in your skincare journey. So I'll leave all of the information below this video. I'll leave you with this. I got to see Eckhart Tolle this weekend, and it was just such a beautiful experience. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's a spiritual leader and teacher, and he's been on Oprah. He wrote a book, Power of Now and A New Earth, and just to be in his presence was so wonderful. And I think in this time of age, when the world seems a lot of very chaotic and crazy right now, it's important to even be, for myself, more kind, more slow, more conscious, and more aware of how other people might be feeling, especially with the fires right now in California. It's such a tragedy. And the thing I love about my company is that we get to give to organizations like the Red Cross and all of these organizations through you purchasing our products. We do that anyway, but we do it even more because we've been selling so much skincare. So thank you guys all for helping me to just continue to follow my path, making a difference, I hope, in the skincare industry. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for making time to watch my videos. Thank you for leaving such beautiful and kind and conscious comments that are positive. Thank you for making a difference in the world through all of the people that you see on a daily basis, even if you don't think that you are. But thank you for just making a difference by being you. And remember that whatever you're dealing with on your skin right now, whether you're dealing with acne or dryness or aging or wrinkles or pigmentation or whatever, is that below the surface of that is your soul, and you're beautiful, and you can do a lot to your skin to improve that, to make you feel like the inside matches the outside. But never forget that truly the most beautiful smile, the most beautiful women and men in the world are those that love themselves, appreciate themselves, and really try to be and feel that beauty and that grace and that love from inside, instead of it always being something outside that you need to put on your skin or do to your skin in order to truly own the beauty that is you. Thank you. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon in a new video.